Hi, this is Sharonda Jackson. I decided to make another video about targeting because my last couple videos have not been about that subject. So, first off, talking about the people targeting me. They, I forgot what the word is called, the exact word, but I do get the electronic as well as the gang stalking, if that's what you want to call it. I'm looking down because I wrote some things down, just a few things. But anyway, it's like every 4 to 6 months, the people doing it change. It switches up to a new group. So what I found out about this particular group. Now, this kind of ties into some of my last videos. First of all, what I found out about these people who are targeting me now, first of all, I consider targeting nothing but domestic terrorism. They know that they are terrorizing you as an American citizen. It's just Americans terrorizing other American citizens, basically. They know what they're doing. They know that it is meant to drive you crazy or to the brink of suicide. Any point where you would, commit the ultimate sin and kill yourself. What I found out about the people who are doing this to me now, because the new group came in around the holidays, so I kind of had to fill them out to see, because they were a bit strange in some of the things they were doing. So basically what I know about them is, okay, they really don't know what they're doing. And to kind of tie this into some other videos, sorry I keep looking up, but to tie this into some of my past couple videos, first off, these people really don't know what they are doing, but they have decided that with all that's going on in the world, and that's why you need to look at the news, real news, get it from other sources other than television. You can get news from internet sources. The smaller sources usually have the most accurate stories, not the bigger news sources. Those, you can pretty much trash what they say, because that's all a bunch of all that stuff is presented in a way to it's just presented in a distorted fashion. So basically to fool the masses is presented in a distorted fashion. But most of us know that, those of us who've been targeted for a long time, especially as long as I have, because it's going on 8 years this May. But I'm hoping that it ends before then, long before then, especially with this currency reset coming in. And if you don't know about that, you can look it up on YouTube. I'm not here to give financial advice, but there is a global currency reset going on. And basically, how this ties in is there are a lot of new things that are going to be going on in the world coming up. Things that are going to be changes for a lot of people. Changes for the better in this world. And I pray I'm around to see it, because I hate to harp on the same thing, beat a dead horse, but as always, there's always a death threat looming over my head with every group that comes in. So it's like they know when they come in that that's something that they have to do. Um, but with the currency reset coming in, you can't take it lightly, because if you're someone like me that has the foreign currency, people can get violent if they know you have something like that. You have something that somebody else wants. You don't know what they might do. So, yeah, I mentioned that I did have to report someone to the police for tampering with my internet, my Google searches, what I was typing into the search bar. The results did not match that at all. It was totally off. That's just one example. My emails have been messed with. I have, it's just, obviously fake email addresses and stuff like that. And I'm saying, the emails that I send out, when one gets returned to me, it's always a fake email address in there. So I can never reply back to who I need to reply to. I don't know if this is the person I just emailed that's emailing me back. It's a fake email address in here. So, well, that's not what I mean. It's like if I sign up for something, if I do get an email back, it'll usually be a false email in there. So it's like, it's either a no reply, I can't reply back to it at all, or it's just fake and it's somebody else on the other end. They make themselves so obvious, It's always a paper trail. It's always a way to track stuff through the internet. There are some things I'm thinking about doing next week when I get the financial means to do so. Because I don't know if the reset will be next week. They always have certain dates they're coming out with for it. But we're all just waiting for the 1-800 number or the announcement. But yeah, next week, as far as my targeting goes, I'm thinking about contacting Google legal department. If you know how to contact them, and you can tell them that I've been having problems for well over a year with constantly, and from Google companies, Google Wallet especially, Google Payments, constantly getting fake replies, bogus. I've always had problems with Google Wallet and Google Payment. Like, payments that I legitimately expect never come through. So, and I always have a problem when I contact them. I always get a no reply email address. Never allows me to reply back. So, that's obviously something set up by perpetrators. Obviously set up by people targeting me. So, if you can get in contact with them easily, you can tell them about my Gmail address. I'll leave it in the description, because I'm just going to have to, FedEx them. That's the only way I can contact them, really, is to FedEx their legal department. And I can just go ahead and tell them most of the problems I'm having with Google and some of the other internet problems I've been having, like with Twitter and Facebook. And from there, they may be able to contact those other companies once they figure out what's going on with them. Now, with all the changes going on in the world that are coming up for the better, a lot of changes in technology specifically, there might be, honestly, there really might be a lot of people lifted from the situation of being a targeted individual, but I don't want to give anybody false hope. It's just with the electronic harassment, what I found out, the group that's targeting me now, because I don't know why they chose to switch groups at this particular time. the group that's targeting me now, they basically, they have a feeling that with all the changes going on in technology, that targeting is going to be going out, either going out, or I don't know if Trump is going to bring in some new laws or if something's going to come through Congress, but the impression they gave me was that the impression they gave me is that they plan on staying, it not only on me, but it's just on me, some other individuals. So they're trying to work a way around that, how they can still do electronic harassment on us and confine us and do the same, things to us, even with it being declared illegal in the United States of America. They've always been able to get through loopholes in the law, basically. But when they come out right out and say in black and white what this is and that it is illegal now, when they let the general public know, then it becomes a problem. Also, I do, there was something else I wanted to say on here. I might have to make another video. About it because I forgot what else I wanted to say. But yeah, I don't want to give anybody false hope, but that's just the rumor or the impression I've been getting from the people targeting me is, they know that I'm keeping up with certain things that are going on, and so the impression they gave me is that, they don't want to stop. They know that there are going to be changes coming in technology, especially this year, and there is probably not going to be a place for this and what they do, so they're trying to figure a way around it any way they can to still continue to do it. Sorry, I had to scratch something out on this paper. It doesn't even make sense. Just confusing me. But yeah, so, for those of us that do get relief, I say, thank the Lord Jesus Christ. We've been praying and hoping, some people for decades, and I'm hoping that for the most part we do get our God-given freedoms, especially basically, we just, the terrorism that we go through and that we are under currently needs to stop, period. And another thing is, with this reset going on and me having so many problems with my internet and these people blocking everything, these people don't do things in a normal fashion. It's like I'll send an email to myself through Gmail, just send it right to myself. That way I could, maybe print it out later, or look at it on another device, like from a tablet to a phone later, and it's like the email doesn't go through and I just sent it to myself. That never happens. It's never happened to me, not once, ever, using any email, especially not Gmail. It's never happened ever. But that's the type of thing that they do, the people who are on me now, as far as the internet is concerned, just because they, I don't know how you can be that blatant, but they just block it completely. It doesn't show up. So it doesn't even show up that you sent it. So it's just not there. So, I mean, you can waste your time writing a long email. I can waste my time writing a long email if I want to. if my emails to myself are automatically being blocked and won't even show up in the send box, what makes anyone else think they're going to get any emails that I sent, you know? And it, you know, any reply I get back, no matter how legitimate it looks, from this point forward, after the way they've been blocking them the way they have, I have to assume it might be fraudulent. Not might be, but, you know, it's a real high probability that it will be fraudulent. But as far as the Zim note is concerned, with all the stuff going on my internet and them messing with my Google searches, you know, I try to do the best research I can. I already called one bank, BBV Compass, here in Houston, the one over in Vintage Park, 249 area. They were trying to run some scam on people cashing foreign currency, like saying, oh, well, you can cash it, but if you do, you know, there's a 6-week waiting period, and then, you know, you call back to verify, well, you know, that doesn't really sound right. Let me make sure I got that right. Then they'll say, oh, no, it's a 2-week waiting period, but there's always some waiting period. That should not happen. You should be able to get your currency as soon as you exchange. When you exchange, the day you exchange, it should be there. You should get paperwork. You should see it on the computer screen. You should get all your paperwork showing that it's there in the bank. You have it that same day. There should be no waiting period. If they tell you that, that's somebody at the bank trying to, you know, working with someone else, trying to run a scam. And I may have said BBB Compass was caught running that scam. They, there is someone there. I don't know if I should give her name, but Hispanic lady there who I spoke with over the phone, who is trying to run that scam. So if you work there, know somebody that does. If you want to report it, fine. As a targeted individual, I go through stuff like that on a daily basis. If I tried to report every single thing I went through, that's all I'd be doing. That's all I'd be doing all day long. Anyway, this is a long video. I didn't mean for it to be this long. I realize I repeated myself a lot, but I thank you guys for listening. If you hung in there this long, I realize I've been looking up a lot because the lighting in here is kind of bad, and instead of my laptop, I've been having to make my last few videos this week with a tablet, so the lighting is really bad. And I've been kind of looking down at notes and things like that. Thank you guys for listening. God bless you all. Bye-bye.